What's up, fellas? Rare gecko tank footage, new setup there. Maybe I'll do a video on that soon. But yeah, this is video 2 of 2 for today. I want to talk about a topic I briefly talked about in the first video, which is about how, in my opinion, society has been shaming men for working hard. So this is going to be 2 topics within one. The first part is not a huge fan of people mocking others, especially men, for their job title. And number 2, I think it's interesting how there's a culture online of people shaming men for working long hours. So we'll do the first one and then we'll go into the second one. The first part, now I come from a blue collar family, working blue collar jobs, truck drivers, car mechanics, you name it. Okay. So most of my family does do that. Me personally, I was the first in my family to go to college and I progressed more than that. But for me, my roots will always be those kind of jobs. And I find it insane. It's sad to me how in today's world, these jobs, it's funny also because a lot of these jobs today, these blue collar jobs, are in a way making more money than college graduates, depending on the trade, such as plumbers or electricians or even truck drivers can in certain parts of the country make over 6 figures. So I just find that interesting now how the tides have turned, but we shouldn't be mocking people. It says a lot about a person that shames people for working a blue collar job that is making the country run. To me, I find that one of the worst character flaws of anyone on this planet, specifically, among men. Women, that's another story. I don't want to get too much into that, but for men at least, you shouldn't be shaming other men for getting their hands dirty and working blue collar jobs. I see it all the time online. It's like, oh, such and such is a truck driver. Oh, he's a dead end beat loser, blah, 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 things like that. I just take offense to that personally for a couple different reasons, but I think that's really sad considering the country would not be running without these jobs. And it's funny because the country is slowly losing these positions. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to get more into detail though is I've been noticing now, if you don't work a lot of hours, that everyone has a choice to do what they want to do. If you don't want to work more than one job, if you don't want to work more than 40 hours a week, that's totally fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but people shouldn't be shamed for working more than that. People want to work hard in life and work 100 hours a week, and they have the time for it. Go you, man. But I'm seeing a culture online of, especially I think it's a younger generation, maybe between 18 to 30. They are shaming men for working and putting in the work. They're calling them wages, wage slaves, etc. And I completely disagree with this. I mean, if you're working 100 hours a week and you're making a decent living, you're doing pretty good for yourself, right? And another thing too, I want to touch on real quick is just because someone's working a lot doesn't mean they have to. And I think that's something that people need to understand more. Society needs to understand more too, is someone might be working extra to actually push their goals to be completed faster, right? It's like speeding up a YouTube video, but you're speeding up your life progress because you're working more. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Me, for example, I've worked multiple jobs, worked hard over 100 hours a week for sure times in my life because I wanted to expedite my goals, not because I had to do it to survive, but because I wanted my goals to be accomplished. And also, there's nothing wrong with working multiple jobs to survive. If that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. I just think it's interesting how there are things that should be shamed, right? That are bad in the world. I don't think working is one of them. I don't think working a lot of hours should be shamed upon in society. It kind of reminds me of crabs in a bucket theory, where maybe people don't want to see other people succeed, so they're kind of shaming others for working hard and working a lot of hours. If someone, for example, wants to work during the day and after work, bartend or wait tables or DoorDash or Uber Eats or pick up fucking bottles on the street and go fucking get the returns. Dude, they're working their ass off to progress in life. I think that's admirable. And I cannot believe that there are people online that shame this shit. God, you know what's funny? I even admire panhandlers, because at least panhandlers are outside in the heat, in the cold, in the fucking rain, begging for people's money. At least they're putting in the effort to leave whatever they're doing before. I don't believe all panhandlers are homeless, but some of them are. They're at least putting the effort to try. Right? They're at least putting the effort to try. I don't know. Just my thoughts. I just, tell me what you guys think below. What do you guys think about this culture? Obviously, I think part of it is changing over time. I do think people are realizing, especially in this economy, that working more than one job may be necessary to achieve our goals. That may have to be a reality check for a lot of people, especially college graduates who are not getting the money they wanted after they graduate school. They may have to come to a realization you are going to have to work hard, and life isn't all about just getting a degree, working like a little, comfy 40 hours a week and, do happy hour every day and go home and watch Netflix all day. That might not be your life. That's not life for a vast, large percent of the country. And maybe there's some resentment going on. That could be it. Maybe college graduates have some resentment towards the world, so they're taking that energy and making fun of people for working hard. I don't know. That could be it too, but let me know down below, guys, what you guys think of this. Have you guys seen this online? People making fun of people, especially men. It's just insane to me. Making fun of others for working, and not only that, working certain jobs. Again, blue-collar jobs. Who cares, dude? Someone's got to do it, and honestly, those guys have bigger balls than anyone online is making fun of them for, man. Just a huge character flaws. Not a huge fan of it. Definitely one of the worst character flaws you can have is making fun of blue-collar workers. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know down below. Peace out.